If you've ever seen a movie about World War I, you've probably pictured long, muddy trenches stretching across the fields of France. Soldiers sitting in the cold and artillery booming in the distance. But here, something people don't always realize. In many places the enemy wasn't really that far away. He was right beside you, close enough that you can hear each other talk.
The Western Front was a line of trenches that stretched from the North Sea to the Swiss border. But these weren't just two long straight ditches. They were a twisted, chaotic network, often separated by just 30 to 100 meters of open ground.
In some areas, trenches were as close as 10 meters apart. That's basically shouting distance. And imagine being able to throw a grenade underhand and it lands in the enemy lines. Such lines were here also on Hill 60, and this is a perfect example of how close they were opposite of each other. So if you look here, this is the French and British front line, where I'm standing right now. And if we look over there, I think you can just see the edge of it. That's the German front line. So this is actually really close apart. This is probably like 10-12 meters or so. Here, let me walk to the German front line. Here in the duckboards you can see the German front line. This is how close they were to each other during the First World War sometimes.
The space between the trenches was called no man's land. It was muddy, filled with barbed wire, dead bodies, artillery craters, and always under constant observation from both sides. But when the enemy is only 10 to 30 meters away, everything changes.
You could hear the enemy troops talk. You could almost smell their food. You know that one wrong move, moving your head just slightly above the trench, and bullets would start flying towards you. Snipers waited for anyone who peeked over the parapets and that the snipers then would shoot. So soldiers learned to move into the shadows and keep their heads down. And when soldiers needed to relieve themselves, they often did it in the helmets and threw it over the trench. Sometimes when they came up to throw it over the trench, they would expose themselves, and all of a sudden, within a second, you were black and you were no longer alive.
At night, things got even more intense. Both sides sent out listening patrols, crawling into no man's land to spy, sabotage, or set traps. Sometimes two patrols would bump into each other in the dark and fight with knives to avoid drawing fire. Other times they just listen. One British officer said this, quote, "We could hear them coughing, laughing, and sometimes even singing." And then there were the tunnels. Some tunneling companies were digging beneath the surface, right under the enemy lines, to plant mines and blow up the trenches above. You would lie in your trench with the fear of the enemy below. In December 1914, soldiers on both sides called a temporary ceasefire. They climbed out of the trenches, shook hands, and even played football. It only happened in a few places and never officially, but it was possible because they were so close to each other. Close enough to realize this guy is trying to kill me, but he is just a guy like me.
So why were they that close? It's pretty simple. Once both sides dug in, neither could move without dying. Artillery, snipers and machine guns, everything made open movement almost impossible. And during those years they were digging themselves in the trenches opposite of each other and got closer and closer towards each other. And all of a sudden you're just 10 meters apart and you can hear each other talk, scream, and sometimes you can even smell each other's food.
The land was flat, often muddy and already destroyed. There weren't better positions nearby, so they stayed where they were, staring each other down for months, and sometimes even for years.
The trench lines in some places barely moved, like here at the Dodengang, also known as the Trench of Death. For 4 years the Belgians were there on the exact same place, and the Germans over there. And the Germans also across the canal, across the channel. For 4 years they fought on this exact location, without any trench line movement.
When we think about war, we often think about distances, missiles, tanks, airstrikes, and now, these days, about drones.
But in World War I, war was face to face. Close enough to smell, close enough to hear, and close enough to remind you that the enemy was just 10 to 30 meters away and was just as scared and just as cold and just as human as you were in the opposite trench. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video about how close the trenches actually were sometimes during World War I. It's absolutely insane to think about that you're just 10 meters apart from the enemy and you can hear each other talk, you can smell their food, you can throw a stone or hand grenades at them and you could even hit them. It's absolutely insane. And a place like this really portrays that very well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to support my work, I'll put a link of my Patreon in the description and you can click on there and support me via there. And like I said, I appreciate you watching, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Salute!